I want to tell you how a call I made for 3 years, every 3 months, has made us millions of dollars. And the whole concept is based on fortune is in the follow-up. So I get involved in business. I'm used to a job. Like you go to work, you make money today. And I learned that when you're building a business, you're going to have to plant some seeds and water them and fertilize them that eventually are going to produce a tree that eventually is going to produce fruit, but then it'll feed you for a long time. And that the problem with this is it's long-term thinking. That's the hardest problem with fortune is in the follow-up, is that we are short-term creatures by nature. You're probably not even watching the video, so you wouldn't even hear what I said because you're already off, right? Joking. Hopefully you're still watching this. Some people aren't, obviously. Okay, we see the YouTube time. We're like, that guy lasted 3 seconds, right? Now, obviously we got to produce better content, but some of us are just so short-term thinking. And so when you think long-term, man, I don't want to do something for 3 months. I don't want to do it for 6 months. I don't want to have to do that for a year. I don't want to have to do that for 3 years, right? We complain when it comes to doing things for long periods of time, yet we idolize people that have great businesses, great companies, and dominated sports, dominated the business world. Guess what those guys had on us? Long-term thinking. Can you apply long-term thinking? Yes. How do you build long-term thinking? By practicing long-term thinking, by understanding that there's seeds that you're going to plant today that you're going to harvest tomorrow or a year or 3 years or 5 years or 10 years from now or 20 years from now. And the idea is that you're harvesting every day, by the way, so that you're getting what you want today, but you're also building the amazing thing that you want tomorrow. And then the real big crazy goals long-term. You know, today we were talking, we drove to the studio because we have some other things to do. It was a 3-hour drive to this studio, to this city where we are today. And we're like, man, and we drove, literally got to the office to record, and the private airport's right next to us. It's like, man, that would have been sick to get the private jet, 20, right? And we're talking on the way here that what's the cost, right, from Austin to Vegas for a private jet? And it was, I think, $26,000 when I checked today. They were talking about $24,000 each way, right? So that's 50 grand a flight. Well, hey, that'd be pretty cool, but what is your budget for a private jet? Man, you're like, dude, I really want to fly. I want to have my own private jet. Well, you're probably making 8, 10, 12, 15 million, $20 million a year, right? Now, somebody may say, you know, I could rent one for less. We're talking about you really have a private jet lifestyle. Guess what that is? Long-term thinking. Man, I want to have that skyscraper. Like, that's one of my goals one day, is to have a skyscraper in a major city. Love the concept of it. I love real estate. How do I do that? That's a long-term goal, right? But there's short-term things I have to do along the way. So let me tell you this story that I started with. One of my partners, Cindy Kobos, meets this person at a gas station, gets a phone number, calls that person, says, hey, I want you to come and see what we do. She's Puerto Rican. And she says, George is Puerto Rican. I want you two to meet. So I meet her. We run a couple appointments together. She gets started. She becomes an agent. She gives me a couple referrals. Then she quits the business. Spouse wasn't really too supportive, so she quits. I have this list of people that she said, I think they could be good. So I call this guy. His name's JC. And I call him 3 months. Call him, not interested. Hey, no problem. Is it okay if I call you 3 months later? Sure. Call him in 3 months. Who's this? What's this about? Hey, all good. Don't worry about it. We spoke. I asked you if you kept your options open. Anything changed? No. Are you okay if I check in the future? Yeah. Fine. No problem, buddy. Bye. Hangs up, right? I call him 3 months later. So this requires you to have some kind of organization and make a note in your calendar or your contact or whatever system you use for follow-up. And so call him 3 months later. Hey, dude, I'm really busy right now. I'm taking my kid to school. Boom. Make a note. Kid to school. Right, 4th call. I'm a year into this now. And I say, hey, how's your daughter? I know the last time we were talking, man, you said she was going to school. Showed interest in him. See, the problem is that a lot of us, right, and we've done videos on this where it's like people don't care how interesting you are if you're not interested in them. So stop trying to be interesting and be interested. And so, how's your daughter? How was this? How are you, man? How's work? What's going on? By chance, has anything changed? And now we become acquaintances, right? So I go from being some stranger to like a buddy on the phone. Well, man, hey, listen, it sounds like you're busy. I'm glad your family's good. I'll check in. This happens every 3 months for 3 years straight. We finally recruit that guy to the agency. Through that, he brings another partner on board. That last year in our business, did over 9,000 new business partners, new agents that he recruited, and $20 million in business. So what's the moral of the story? Fortune is in the follow-up. A lot of us won't do that because we're just looking at what can I get today? And the reason that you're asking, what can I get today, is because the version of you 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, didn't do what they needed to do for today 5 years ago. So understand that the version of you today is creating a life for the version of you tomorrow that you may not want. And that's why we pay the price today. That's why we do the things today that are painful, that we don't want to do, so that when tomorrow comes, we've accumulated so many good activities. We've planted so many good seeds that we're getting a harvest that we dream of. And that's what building a dream life takes. A lot of good decisions over a certain period of time that eventually all come together. And that's not possible. Like maybe, or that's not like, will it happen? Can it happen? It absolutely will happen. So it's not possible, it's probable if you're willing to be a long-term thinker. Take care, everybody. We'll see you on the next video.